Smile, yeah, I can.
Okay. The people.
So does the spin and eliminate the need to have to look
No. It just shows that everybody's in here.
Well, my name is Keaton Kraft. I'm from Poplar Bluff, Missouri. I moved to West Plains after I had got into rehab for drugs and alcohol. Coming to a place start in my life consists of nothing but laughs and animosity. I'm definitely more of a triangle with rigid edges. I'm an average young man, no different than you. I'm looking to better my life and move farther forward with my accomplishments and admiration. At this time, I'll attempt to let you in on my life with a few small short stories. Rehab. I first started this journey to rehab with a bottle of painkillers in one hand and a great job in the other. It took a long time to convince me that I was out of hand, but the longer it went, the more I let my family into my personal life, and the more I understood I needed real help. This was a big turning point in my life. I had first stepped foot into a rehabilitation facility, and I was full of awe. I was excited to get a jump start in my life again, which I had not had, definitely. I was ready to move back, or ready to get back into much skipped school, ready for change mostly. I walked into a room full of people with a common disease, addiction. And what rehab did for me, it did change my life, something I definitely needed at the time. I was stuck in a vicious circle, a vicious cycle, buying, selling, and getting arrested. Let's see, at first, with change of location or moving to Poplar Bluff to the concrete jungle of St. Louis, Missouri. Not knowing this was far from better, I was excited, now clean, spiritual, and refreshed, and on medication of Suboxone. I was clinging on for dear life, but gung-ho to make my name clear again, something that hadn't been done in a long time. My family name was destroyed by me. I had wrecked many lives, including my own. Now, while inside the treatment center, I met plenty of people who were exactly like me, ready. These people would become what I call true friends, people I could clearly count on for their help. The way I saw myself while in treatment was terrible. I tried many times to look in my own eyes and couldn't. I did this with nothing but failure. How could this be fixed? I was a thief, a dropout, and at the lowest point in my life, or so I thought. Sick and broken, I wasn't sure how to beat this. I had a disease of addiction, and it could not be broken. I lied, sick on the floor, throwing up and crying, so confused on life itself. How could God create this for me, and why? I then realized as I went on that God didn't create this for me. It wasn't God who created drugs. It was me who created this. It was only man that could have done something so sinister. But getting back up was what I intended to do. This was different than the self-destructive behavior I had for most of my life. I loved the new me who could look at least lightly into my own eyes. While inside, I had talked and learned from other now acquaintances who were much older than I. I met people who were of importance to the world, something I had never been, and now that's all I began to think about. I wanted to change, and I wanted to make a change in the world. Let's see. This dull rock was ready to now bloom. The groups I attended taught me how to become humble once again. This was absurd and new. I was ready for a change, but I was still concerned after a leader had told me the statistics that I wasn't going to make it. And if I did, the fellow mates on my right and my left probably wouldn't, and they would fall. A good chance to be dead. Now it became a challenge to live, and I was ready to live, but I wasn't sure if I was ready to fight again for life. I did, and my family, they were a big importance to my life. They took care of me in this time period. Made sure I had clothes, a roof over my head, made sure to take care of me just in general. And they were a great support to make sure that I made it to my meetings, to make it to rehab, just to make a cleaner life for myself. And they made sure I was taken care of, and that was amazing. I was born and raised in Poplar Bluff, Missouri by my mother, Roxanne Brown, and my father, Quentin Kraft. My family was nothing but hardworking and normally smart people. My parents went on to separate for the best and remarried 2 more times, and before settling. In this process, I had many brothers and sisters. To this day, I have 4 that I keep in contact with, my closest to my older brother, Tyler. My family was very important to me. Who could I turn to? I wanted to be important to them, but I was left to my own devices. I smothered my own family. My oldest brother Tyler, who I looked up to the most, he was smart and striving to never miss a single beat of life. He scored a 31 on his ACTs, which set the standard for my family. My brother went on to college on a full ride scholarship and became an upper class accountant, now important to this world. My mother wanted a little girl at my young age of 8. My youngest sister Grace was adopted from a broken home and taken into ours. We clicked right off the bat. Grace was broken, beaten, and confused, a 2-year-old who was left in a tent by herself with no food. She was very thin, very frail, and we brought her back to being a healthy young girl. So she had a great home now. She did have was broken. Um, Anyhow, my family's wild and crazy, but whose is not? Even with the separations with the remarriages, they became strong. When the going gets tough, they fall right together like a Power Rangers team and go right to work with no hassle at all. Education was really important to my family and to me. Needing to follow my brother's footsteps at the age of 17, I enrolled in college at Three Rivers Community College. A real education. This is what I needed to get my life from the dire straits to move forward. While young, my father and I bought into a business. Now running an agriculture and auto parts store. I was terrified but broke. Luckily, I had a great father who took the reins and helped me push into my business, a businessman that I am today. In the beginning, with our nose into the grindstone, we were struggling, or so I thought. We began to move the numbers up. We increased the sales in the next few years, and a business was so much for me at the time. I had found opiates, took that feeling away, and began to fall into my dark abyss at a rough age. I jumped into college at the age of 17. Had no education really beforehand that brought me to this. High school I didn't pay attention. I stayed in trouble a lot, and this is what I needed. And my career plans were to build a bigger, better business so that I could have a life of my own and have actual money to take care of my family. My family and friends supported me throughout this time period of my life through the drugs, through buying a business, and so forth. And in conclusion, my life has been no string of roses, but then again, it's not that bad. I wake up in the morning and I'm seen, not viewed. I have my health, and I have made many mistakes along the 21-year journey. But I have a wonderful family who is very caring and understanding. What else is there to do? But gravitate towards success and become something my family has kept me going during the rough times. I have at least found a new path where I have been wandering for many years. Thank you.